Baby Reindeer, what Netflix didn't tell you. Real versus real. Based on a true story. Yeah, sure.
Baby Reindeer, what Netflix didn't tell you. Netflix called Baby Reindeer a true story. But the deeper people looked into the series, the more disturbing the reality became. When Baby Reindeer premiered on Netflix in 2024, almost nobody expected it to explode the way it did. Within days, social media was flooded with theories, investigations, and debates about what was real and what had been changed for television. Some viewers became obsessed with uncovering the identities behind the characters. Others believed the story was simply too unbelievable to be true. But according to creator Richard Gadd, much of it really happened. The series follows Donnie Dunn, a struggling comedian living in London, whose life slowly begins to collapse after meeting a woman named Martha. In the show, Martha becomes emotionally attached to Donnie after he offers her a free cup of tea while working at a pub. What starts as awkward conversations slowly transforms into stalking, manipulation, fear, and psychological collapse. And according to Richard Gadd, that part of the story is real. Long before Baby Reindeer became a Netflix hit, it existed as a one-man stage performance at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Audiences were shocked by how personal it felt. It didn't feel like acting. It felt like someone reliving trauma in real time. In interviews with The Guardian, Gadd explained that the story came from one of the darkest periods of his life. At the time, he described himself as lonely, financially unstable, and emotionally vulnerable. While working at a pub in London, he met a woman who appeared upset and mentally unstable. Feeling sympathy for her, he offered her a free cup of tea. And that small interaction would allegedly change his life for years. According to Gadd, the woman began returning to the pub constantly, waiting for him, following him, watching him, and eventually sending endless messages. Over the years, Gadd claims he received more than 40,000 emails, thousands of tweets, hundreds of voicemail messages, and handwritten letters. Some messages were affectionate, some were aggressive, and others were deeply disturbing. The Netflix series recreates many of these moments almost exactly. Martha's obsessive texting, her emotional manipulation, her unpredictable mood swings. All inspired by what Gadd says he experienced in real life. But Baby Reindeer was never just about stalking, because halfway through the series, the story becomes even darker. Donnie becomes involved with a powerful television writer who initially offers to help his comedy career. But according to Gadd, the relationship allegedly turned abusive. Manipulation, dependency, sexual abuse, psychological control. And once again, Gadd says this was based on reality. In multiple interviews, he explained that the series was really about trauma, about shame, addiction, loneliness, and self-destruction. He admitted that after the abuse, he struggled with identity, self-worth, and emotional collapse for years. And maybe that's why the show disturbed so many people. Because Donnie isn't portrayed as a perfect victim. The series constantly asks uncomfortable questions. Why didn't he completely cut contact with Martha? Why did he sometimes continue responding? Why did he occasionally seem emotionally dependent on the attention himself? These morally gray moments made the show feel painfully real. Unlike most Netflix dramas, Baby Reindeer refused to simplify trauma into heroes and villains. But then, the internet became part of the story. As the series exploded globally, viewers immediately started trying to identify the real people behind the characters. TikTok users, Reddit communities, online detectives. Everyone wanted to uncover the truth. Despite Richard Gadd publicly asking viewers not to speculate, people kept investigating anyway. And eventually, social media users believed they had identified the real-life Martha. Suddenly, screenshots, old Facebook posts, interviews, and viral theories flooded the internet. The line between fiction and reality started collapsing in real time. According to multiple reports, the woman many viewers believed inspired Martha later denied major parts of the story. She claimed Netflix distorted reality and encouraged mass online harassment against her. And suddenly, a new question appeared. Did Netflix go too far calling Baby Reindeer a true story? Richard Gadd later clarified that the series was never intended to be a documentary. He described it as emotionally true, not perfectly factual. Some details were changed, some timelines were altered, some characters were modified to protect identities and make the story work dramatically. But by that point, millions of viewers already believed they were watching literal reality. And maybe that became the show's biggest controversy of all, because Baby Reindeer blurred the line between storytelling and truth so effectively that audiences could no longer separate the two. The series felt too personal, too intimate, too real. And ironically, the more people searched for the truth behind Baby Reindeer, the more impossible the truth became to define. Because while the show originally began as a story about stalking, it eventually became a real-world example of internet obsession, public investigation, and online harassment. A story about trauma that ended up creating even more trauma. And maybe the strangest part of all is that people are still trying to figure out where the Netflix version ends and where reality actually begins.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Next time, we dive deeper into Fiona Harvey's story and continue our look at Baby Reindeer. See you soon!